Good morning, Peter Hyslop with your 8:30 Hunter News Update. A man's been charged after allegedly assaulting an off-duty police officer in Newcastle West. In the early hours of Saturday morning, emergency services were called to a Steele Street hotel. Police were told an assault had occurred. The off-duty officer allegedly had liquid thrown on him before being knocked unconscious by a punch. He was treated for serious facial injuries. An investigation was commenced. A 31-year-old man was then arrested and charged with assault, occasioning actual bodily harm. He'll appear in Newcastle local court today. Organisers of Seniors Fitness Program Active Stronger Better have been given a small grant to support multicultural communities and run sessions from today as part of the Seniors Festival in the Hunter. But they say it's not near enough to keep the program going. Newcastle Council resolved at its most recent meeting to ask State Health Minister Ryan Park for more funding. Organiser Deborah Moore says the cost of running the program could offset costs at hospitals.
Prevention is absolutely key, and we know from decades and decades of research that exercise is that therapeutic key that keeps people weller for longer and out of hospital and out of an aged care setting.
Police Minister Yasmin Catley says she's distanced herself from her brother, who's been charged with drug offences at the weekend. Late on Friday night, Newcastle City Police were patrolling Jesmond when they stopped the 62-year-old man in a vehicle on Heaton Street. During the search, they uncovered ice and cannabis. He was arrested and charged with supplying and possessing a prohibited drug. The minister says drug use destroys relationships. A Newcastle-based documentary crew is in the Solomon Islands covering the impact plastic pollution has on nations in the Pacific. Plastic waste has become a widespread issue in the region, with countries not being able to keep up with the level of pollutants being shipped in. Producer April Howard says people are also welcome to donate to reach a wider audience.
Documentary Australia have actually come on board and given this film charity status, which means that if anyone did want to support us, any donations are tax deductible. And they can find us by going to documentaryaustralia.org and searching Voices of the Pacific.
Federal Newcastle MP Sharon Clayton says the government is throwing its support behind private company Novocastrian Wind after it gave a feasibility licence to explore its planned wind farm project off the Hunters Coast. The project, if constructed, would deliver 2 gigawatts of electricity, capable of powering 1 million homes. It's faced significant community opposition in Port Stephens. The farm would sit 22 kilometres off the coast. And workers past and present have gathered to mark 40 years of the Big E. Araring Power Station began construction in 1977 and has since been providing about a fifth of the state's energy needs. This former workers told NBN it's been a big part of life in the Hunter.
It's a magnificent facility. It's beautifully engineered and it's been very reliable over its life.
Also making news, Paterson MP Meryl Swanson has matched the Coalition's promise for a Medicare urgent care clinic in Maitland. Police say they hold concerns for 3 missing teenagers from Maitland, and there's been a 3.3 magnitude earthquake felt by 200 people in Muswellbrook at the weekend.
To NURFM Sport.
Broadmeadow Magic have scored 5 in the NPL for a second week running, backing up a 5-0 demolition of the Jaffers with a 5-3 win over New Lambton. The Jaffers had an improved result, drawing 0-0 to secure a point away in the heat at Edgeworth. Charlestown Azzurri beat Newcastle Olympic 1-0 thanks to a goal from 18-year-old Reece McManus. Meanwhile, last season's NPLW minor premiers Maitland travelled to Broadmeadow and beat the Magic 5-1. Knights Director of Football Peter Parr is optimistic the NRL's Las Vegas Combine could yield an NRL quality player. Parr says with how athletic some American players are, it's only a matter of time before one is picked up by an Aussie club. 147 from Newcastle opener Dylan Hunter helped his side get over the line against Western in the New South Wales Cricket Country Championships. Newcastle set a target of 249 and bowled Western out for 178 to secure their 6th straight title. And Welcome to Barbados was first past the post in the Provincial Midway Championships qualifier race in Newcastle on Saturday. That's sport, I'm Will McGrath.
And the winning numbers in Weekend Lotto are 3, 6, 11, 12, 13 and 37, and the supplementaries are 2 and 44. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.